So this presentation is being recorded. If you have any questions, please use the chat Q&A feature on your screen. We'll be able to address those questions throughout the presentation and at the end as well. My name is Rachel Labus. I'm the Instructional Technology Coach at Washington. Also on our call, we've got Ms. Brito, our principal, and Mr. Andre, our Washington building technologist.
Hello, guys.
So I know some of you are having issues with logging in. I will be going over some of those instructions in the video today. So I will be, just to give you some more information, I will be sharing a video with you. There will be directions on how to log in to Schoology and Seesaw within that video. If you are still having issues, Mr. Andre will be available at Washington tomorrow from 9 to 4. Masks are required at that time. I don't know if you want to add anything.
And then, yes, with that, just stay outside the main entrance. I'll be located like right at the main entrance. So I'll see you guys come up and then I'll come out there. But yes, please wear a mask.
So that would, that's going to be any issues that you have with your iPads, or if you have other children with the Chromebooks as well, in terms of logging in.
Even ones that need repair also, or like loaners, that could also be taken care of.
All right. Okay, so I am going to get started. I'm going to show a pre-recorded video. I'll pause it in the middle of it so we can address any questions that have come up in the Q&A. This video will also be shared on the District 64 website. So if you know anyone who was unable to attend today, this video will be posted there. And again, use the Q&A feature on your screen to ask any questions that you may have. All right. Hello, and welcome to the one-to-one student and parent iPad orientation. This presentation was created specifically for families with students in kindergarten and first.
So I think it muted on us.
So you couldn't hear it at all?
No, could you, Angela? Or was it just my end?
I could not. I heard the very beginning.
Oh, okay, that was my fault. Okay, I gotta keep my microphone unmuted for you to hear. All right, there we go. Sorry. Again, this is our first time trying this out, so bear with us. Okay, so just give me a thumbs up if you hear everything.
Will do.
Hello, and welcome to the one-to-one student and parent iPad orientation. This presentation was created specifically for families with students in kindergarten and first grade. The success of our students in a one-to-one learning environment requires an equal partnership between parents, students, and District 64. As a student in District 64, you must take proper care of your device. You must use your iPad in a responsible and ethical manner. This means that you must follow the rules that are outlined in the D64 One-to-One Digital Learning Program Handbook. This handbook can be found under the technology section of our district website, d64.org. Students must also obey school rules and the acceptable use policy and take proper care of their devices. In an in-person learning setting, students must remember to bring their device to school on a daily basis. Family members should help students by talking about values and standards that students should follow when using a device. Families should also monitor students' internet activity and instruct students on how to be a good digital citizen. Finally, family members should help students maintain the iPad as a one-to-one learning tool in the pursuit of academic success. Some ideas and tips for families include having a family planning meeting regarding the iPad. One idea is to have a designated place at home to keep devices for charging and off time, the time in which a student isn't using the device. Finally, family members should communicate with their child's teacher about what the iPad might be used for within school. District 64 is expected to provide a device for student use, as well as internet access when students are at school. District 64 also provides internet filtering and an effective learning environment for seamless integration of one-to-one learning. In District 64, we use a web filtering system called Securely. All iPads are set up to provide filtered online activity through this system. While these measures are not foolproof, internet filters layer in safety for students, as well as monitoring their online activity. Paul, do we have any questions yet about or I guess, Paul, if we notice anything, just like give me a hand raise and then I can unmute or pause the video and we can address those.
Nothing yet.
Okay. Students must take proper care of their iPad. They must be gentle with the device and keep it clean. They should never eat food or drink anything near the device. iPads must always be transported in the provided case, and students must make sure that their name is properly displayed on the case for easy identification. Finally, stickers and personal decorations must not be adhered to the devices. One helpful tip is to use a microfiber cloth to help keep the iPad clean. Loaner iPads are available in each building for students that do not have their device that day. However, loaners are limited and students may get a consequence after an excessive amount of loaner checkouts. If you're having issues with your iPad, make sure to first restart your device and check the Wi-Fi connection. If problems persist, please contact your student's teacher right away with any issues. Teachers will then help troubleshoot and direct assistance as needed. If you continue to have issues with your iPad, please visit the PowerSchool Parent Portal, the website you use to register your child, and complete a technology support ticket. Once the ticket is completed, your building technologist will reach out to you. The iPads have been purchased by District 64 and carry a standard 1-year warranty. The District 64 Tech Department will manage the facilitation of all warranty repairs. These repairs do not include physical damage. Here's some more information about how to use an iPad.
Welcome to iPad Basics, where we will cover the fundamental aspects of iPad hardware and software that you will need to know to troubleshoot in your classroom. The sleep-wake button, or the power button, turns the iPad on and off. To turn it on, you press and hold the button for about 3 seconds until you see the Apple logo appear. The sleep-wake button also locks the screen or puts it to sleep, as well as wakes it from sleep. The home button will also wake the iPad from sleep. Press it again to unlock and it brings you to the home screen. I will show you this menu shortly, but I'm going to go in here to start a screen recording so that you can better see what I'm doing. On the right side near the top of the device, you have your volume up and down buttons. You have 2 cameras and microphones. One is on the back side and the other is on the front at the top center. The speakers are on the bottom. The headphone port is on the upper left corner, and the charging port is found at the very bottom, right below the home button. You'll notice that there are dots near the bottom of the screen. This tells you how many pages of apps you have, and as you scroll, the respective dot lights up to tell you which page you're on. A single press of the home button brings you back to home position, or the first page. A swipe up from the bottom of the screen does the same exact thing, it's just your preference. If you double press the home button, it pulls up your recent apps that are sitting in the background. This allows you to quickly bounce back and forth between frequently used apps without having to find the app again. You can also pull it from the bottom of the screen and pause to accomplish the same thing as double pressing. The screen allows you to quit or fully close apps, which is useful if you're experiencing issues or need to refresh the app. You can choose whichever one you need in any order, and there's no need to constantly close out of these. If you swipe down from the top center of the screen, this pulls up your notification center, which you really don't have a need for, but it's good to know what the different gestures do. If you swipe to the right, that pulls up different widgets, which again, you'll more than likely not use, but good to know when or why that pops up. If you pull down from the center of the screen, it pulls up the search function and Siri suggestions, which includes recent or frequently used apps. If you're having trouble finding an app, search for it here by typing in the name. Open any app by tapping on its icon. Minimize any app by pressing the home button once. Or if you want to be fancy, you can do this hand gesture. Now, if you swipe down from the upper right corner, this pulls up your control center. This is where you and the students have quick access to things like airplane mode, which turns off the Wi-Fi. And these buttons toggle Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on and off. You can control the brightness of your screen. You can also control the volume here, maybe if the buttons stop working. This is the rotation lock button, so if the iPad isn't rotating, check to make sure that didn't get turned on. The crescent moon icon is do not disturb, so you don't get any notifications. Here's another way to access the camera. And screen mirroring is what you would use in the classroom to project what is on the iPad onto your classroom projector, and you would select your computer from the list. Now, what students will inevitably do is delete an app. This is done by pressing and holding any app icon, and honestly, most of them are probably just trying to open the app and do this on accident. All the apps start wiggling, and then they try to open the app again, and they can't read, so they just keep tapping, and they end up deleting the app. They will also end up moving apps and creating folders, knowingly or not. Just know that you can undo all of this by doing the same actions of pressing and holding and dragging. Press the Done button in the upper right-hand corner to exit this mode. When an app does get deleted and you need it back, we're going to go to an app called Zulu Student. It is a purple icon with a fingerprint-like leaf picture. If you can't find it, search. Type in student and it should populate, then tap on the icon to launch the app. You will find all apps that belong to or are assigned to your grade level under resources. From this list, you can download apps that aren't on the iPad by default, but keep in mind that you can run out of hard drive space quickly, and the more apps that you download onto it, the slower the device will run and prevent you from taking pictures, video, etc. You can remove apps here in addition to deleting them as shown previously. If there is an app that you want, just tap Get. If you do not see the app in the list, it may be one that automatically downloads back on after a while. If it doesn't auto-download and you don't see it as an option to download, reach out to your technologist for help. You tap outside the window to go back a page. Tap on Updates. If you're experiencing issues with an app and have already tried quitting and relaunching, try seeing if it needs an update. Apps will be updated on their own periodically, but there may be a time when the update hasn't been pushed out and you have the option to manually update it. Last but not least, if the iPad is giving you some problems, it's glitchy or slow to respond, turn it off and on again. Do this by pressing and holding the sleep wake or power button for about 3 seconds, and then sliding the button on the screen with your finger. If the iPad is completely unresponsive or will not turn on, then perform a hard reset. This should only be done when the iPad is completely unresponsive.
So can we pause for 1 second, please?
Yep. Oh, you're muted.
Sorry, is anyone else in the chat having video quality or audio problems? I know there was one. On my end, it's fine. Angela, how about for you?
Not having any issues with the video or the sound.
Okay. If you are having issues, I would recommend restarting your browser or possibly, or Zoom.
And again, this is a pre-recorded video, so this will be posted on the District 64 website probably tomorrow. We're also recording the entire presentation, including the Q&A. So we will be typing up a document with all of the questions that are brought up at every school, and we're going to put that also on the District 64 technology page. All right. Any other comments, Paul? No? Okay.
No.
Do this by pressing and holding the sleep wake button and the home button at the same time. Do not let go of these buttons until you see the Apple logo reappear after the device turns off. boot up as normal. That was iPad basic training. You're practically a pro now. Thanks for watching.
As mentioned in the video, if your device is not turning on, please make sure to connect it to the charger. If it's still not turning on, press and hold the home button and the sleep wake button at the same time until the Apple logo appears. This is called a hard reset. If the device is frozen or unresponsive, this is another time you'd want to perform a hard reset. If an app isn't working properly, double press the home button and swipe up on the window that's showing that particular app. Then relaunch the app for improved functionality. If your device is running slow or acting up, turn it off and on again by pressing and holding the sleep wake button, then sliding your finger across the screen. This year, students will be using the Seesaw Class app to access classes, daily schedules, activities, and messages. To log into Seesaw Class, you will first find the icon that says Seesaw Class. It will have a symbol that looks like this with the blue, green, yellow lines. Once the students access that app, they will select I'm a student. Next, they will select Google/email sign-in, followed by the sign in with Google button. When prompted,
I want to stop there for a moment. This is where a lot of errors have been occurring with logging into Seesaw. It's really important that you click sign in with Google first. That's a clickable button instead of directly typing into the email and password fields. You'll click sign in with Google first.
click continue. Next, you will enter your student's D64 Google username and password. If you don't know where to find this, you can grab it at the PowerSchool Parent Portal. All of that information is there. Then you will click next. To navigate between classes, you'll tap your student's name in the upper left corner to move from class to class. Once you're in the Seesaw app, you will access the particular class and you will see a screen similar to the one here. You will see this main landing page. The name of the class will be displayed at the top, and then there are 3 buttons below. The first button says Journal, and this is where completed activities will appear. The next button with the light bulb says Activities. This is where students will get more information about the activities that they have been assigned. Finally is the Inbox button. This is where you'll be able to find announcements from the teacher, including their daily schedule. Again, to go from class to class within Seesaw, you'll click your child's name in the upper left-hand corner and click the class you want to go to. The Inbox button, like I said, will be a place where you'll be able to find announcements and daily schedules. This will be sent out every single day. The Activities button, the one with the light bulb, this is where lesson activities will appear. 3 categories will appear underneath. The first is to do. These are activities that have been assigned to the student, but they have not yet started working on them. The next option is in progress. This is student work in which they've saved a draft and they need to continue and submit to their teacher. Or if a teacher is asking a child to revise their work, it would appear here as well under in progress. Finally is the done category, and this is work that has been submitted and completed by the student. In addition to the Seesaw class.
All right, Paul, are there any questions that we can address? You're muted.
Sorry. The main ones are just problems with Seesaw not being installed, but those I am taken care of. If you do not see Seesaw on your iPad, please email me, or you could say it in the chat, but for email, if you email me the asset tag, it's a 6-digit number, and it's on the sticker that's labeled property of Park Ridge-Niles D64.
So is that sticker found on the back of the iPad?
Yes, that's a good point. It is on the back of the iPad.
And your email address?
And my email address is, I'll type it in the chat, but I'll also say it's pendre, PENDRE at d64.org, which I will put in the chat right now.
All right.
There was one question though.
Yep.
And let me see where it was. Lily asked if there's a password to Seesaw.
There is not a password to Seesaw. Everything goes through our PowerSchool system. So once you click sign in with Google and put in your Google credentials, all of your classes will be visible within Seesaw. There's no need to have like a class access code or anything within Seesaw. All right. Anything else?
No, that was all the questions.
Okay.
There's also an app called Seesaw Family. This app can be downloaded by a parent onto his or her personal device to access student work after it is completed. Your teacher will be able to let you know when and how to access the family application.
So a little bit more about that. So there's two different apps. Seesaw Class is going to be the one that's on student devices, where that's the one they're working off of to create the actual work, complete the activities, put in the artifacts. Seesaw Family is an app that your child's teacher may or may not use. It's an app that you can download on your device as the parent. And then every time the child submits work and the teacher approves it, you would get a notification that shows you that artifact. Something that we use very frequently when we're in an in-person setting. But again, it will be something that's up to the classroom teacher if they want to use that or not.
Now we're going to talk a little bit about a program called Schoology. Schoology is one of our learning management systems. The main learning management system for students in kindergarten and first grade will be Seesaw, but students may access Schoology at some points throughout the year to access digital textbooks and resources. Here's some information on how to log into Schoology on the iPad.
Hi, this is a quick walkthrough for logging into Schoology on iPad OS. When students first open the Schoology app on their iPads, they will be prompted to log in through their school. They'll tap on the arrow to the right of Park Ridge Community Consolidated School District 64, and then they'll tap on the blue button that says log in through your school. And when they get to this screen, they'll be prompted to enter their Google username and their Google password. So I'm going to sign in with my demo student. Username is Doc. At studentsd64.org. And I'm going to tap next and type Doc's password. Tap next again. And then you have to tap approve on the screen for Schoology iOS authorization. Wait a few seconds for it to load. And now I see all of Doc's courses in Schoology. And Doc should stay signed in as long as he's signed into Google on his iPad. Thanks for watching.
Once you're logged into Schoology, you will be able to navigate from course to course within the app. Here's some more information on how to do that on the iPad.
Rachel, this one's hard to hear.
Pardon?
This one is hard to hear.
Hard to hear.
Yeah.
Is it good? Well, Rachel, is it good on your end?
Yes.
It may be worth recording. Well, actually, never mind. You should probably just upload the pre-recorded video also, because the audio won't be as messed up.
We
Correct.
will, yes. That the pre-recorded video will be uploaded. I apologize if the audio is not coming through properly on your end. This is just, so for Schoology in K1, it's mainly going to be a place, they're not going to be doing as much work within Schoology. It's going to be a place where they might go to look at, find digital, like links to digital textbooks or some other important links, but most of their work will be completed within Seesaw. I'm going to keep playing the video, it's almost done, and then we can address some more questions.
Top left corner. Choose another course. I can look at the materials and scroll through. I can also look at updates that teachers have posted, just like you can on the web-based version of Schoology. Here's an example of what the messages look like and what notifications look like on the student view. students can access and edit their account settings in Schoology. And then when they tap on the top left menu, they can choose log out at the bottom, and this will sign them out of Schoology on their device.
So the biggest thing with this is in the top left corner, there's those 3 lines. If you click that, there's the courses button that allow you to toggle between your courses. And all of those courses will be automatically put in for students.
Thanks for watching.
So again, students may be using Schoology throughout the school year to access various resources and textbooks. Here are some links that you may find helpful, including one that helps you connect to your home Wi-Fi, more information about Apple AirPrint, as well as digital citizenship links with great resources for parents and guardians to use when talking to their students about digital citizenship. Thank you for attending our one-to-one student and parent iPad orientation. Please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions by contacting your school office. Thank you.
All right. So, Paul, other questions I can address?
There were a few, most were about Seesaw.
I can go into the Q&A myself and take a look.
A lot of parents were confused on Schoology, and what that was used for. You did explain that.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go through some of the Q&A. Yes, anything password related, they're, again, clicking that sign in with Google button and then using the Google credentials to log in. So it's the long one that starts with like 2029 or 2028, first letter of their first name, entire last name. It's a long username and password, but once they're logged in that first time, they should be logged in until they log out. Like, they should be logged in indefinitely until they log out. I said the word artifacts in Seesaw. What I mean by artifacts is that's where a child may be asked to post a photo or a video, and that's the word that we sometimes use, artifacts. And again, the login information for Schoology and Seesaw, it's the same. And if you cannot find that, it's on the PowerSchool parent portal.
Under the remote learning tab.
The question about logging in to Schoology, the students will be using the Schoology app at K1. So we're just gonna focus on that right now. So they use the Schoology app. To get parent access, that is going to be through Schoology.com.
To answer Dan's, Mr. Kovac's question about login not working for Seesaw, maybe we should go over about making sure to sign in with the Google account.
Yep, so again, when you're in there, you're gonna click on the sign in with Google button. Our kindergarten and first graders, their password is simply 64. If there's continued login errors, if you can send an email to Paul about that, and we can try to troubleshoot those individual instances and try to get those remedied for you as soon as possible. Personally, I don't think AirPrint is, so the question is, how important is it to have AirPrint on the iPad to print directly? And Ms. Brito might be able to say a little bit more about the supply pickup.
Sure. Yeah. We're still trying to be very cognizant of the fact that we don't want to make more work for our parents. So I pick up on Monday to provide things like workbooks and novels and little readers that kids might read. So in those bags that you pick up on Monday may include some graphic organizers or copies that teachers have made that you may need to access over the next couple weeks. But again, we're really trying to limit the need for people at home to print.
Other questions? I'm going through. So yes, again, the Google password and username are the same. You use that for Seesaw and Schoology, and also obviously anything Google related that students may get throughout the school year.
There's a question about, here's a good question about getting notifications if their student needs to revive an assignment. I'm guessing that would be done through the teacher.
Okay, so if a teacher, if a student completes something within Seesaw and it needs to be revised, that would show up as a notification within the Seesaw class app. They would get a little notification bubble, and I believe that would appear under the activities, and it would say that it was sent back, and then it basically becomes like in draft mode again. So that would probably show up actually in the in progress area under activities. There's gonna be a lot of those red notification bubbles, so paying attention to those. And, but yes, that would be sent back and visible on the student's end within that Seesaw class app.
I'm seeing a question about logging on or having online classes Monday through Friday. Your homeroom teachers will be sending more information on Wednesday about your child's schedule, but yes, the kids will have online classes Monday through Friday for about 50% of their regular school day, and we will be following our building schedule. Again, your teacher will be giving you more details in the next day or two.
Thank you. So again, Schoology is another app that is available on the iPads, and to log into that, students would use their Google credentials. Good. There's a good question about Seesaw, and is that going to be where that's when I was saying in the video under inbox, there's going to be a daily announcement that's posted by teachers. So every day they're going to post the schedule for the day and the times in which each subject area is going to be taught. There will also be links on that schedule, and that will go to the Google Meet or Zoom link that particular teacher is using. So Seesaw will be the main place where they go to complete work and to find out what their daily schedule is and access their Zoom or Meet links. So many great questions. The BrainPop Junior app, someone mentioned that really quick. If you use the search engine Safari and go to BrainPop and log in that way, they can actually log in with their same Google credentials as they are for Seesaw and Schoology, and they'd have full access for BrainPop. Yes, if you don't see the Schoology or Seesaw app, please email Mr. Andre about that. Teachers are allowed to use Zoom or Google Meet. It's up to that particular teacher. And our Zoom is, we use both Zoom and Google Meet in ways that are more protected and more private. Zoom has to be set up through Schoology, and that puts some security parameters around that. And Google Meet, we do use the nickname option, which would allow some added security features, such as the students cannot join the Meet before the teacher can. Anything else you want to address, Paul? The email address to send password issues, Paul, can you put that in the chat again for anyone who may have missed it? It's pendre@d64.org.
And then I just want to remind everyone about tomorrow, about parents coming in for any tech-related question from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then I'll be situated at the main entrance, so I'll see you guys come in, and any tech-related question really, Seesaw, Schoology, broken charger, I'll be there to help. So.
All right, just looking through the chat really quickly. Okay, first day of school. Do kindergartners sign into Seesaw to get their schedule and Zoom link? Yes, they will. So that is one thing you definitely want up and running to be able to, you want the Seesaw class app on the iPads. You want to click I'm a student, sign in with Google, log in, and yes, their courses should be in there. And that's where they're going to find that information, their daily schedule and their Zoom link for that first day of school. Okay, so again, any other login issues, please send an email to Mr. Andre here, and he'll get you hopefully fixed up real quick. And again, he is available tomorrow at Washington, 9 to 4. He'll be outside the main entrance. School will begin at the regular time, which is 8:50. There was a question about that. There's a question also if you have a different device available for students. I'm sure they're welcome to use that. Seesaw and Schoology are both compatible on a desktop or a laptop. But yeah, the iPad is a dedicated device for your child. So we definitely recommend that you use that.
Teachers will be taking attendance with their homeroom classes every morning. And at this point, if you just have one class for your child, the homeroom teacher, that is okay.
Yes, we're things are still syncing within Seesaw. So right now you might only see a class that says AM attendance or PM attendance, depending on which class your child's in, but eventually they'll have all their specials in there too. Hopefully in the next day or two, those will be synced over and you'll be able to see all of their courses within Seesaw and Schoology. And yes, when you click sign in with Google and it asks for an email address, that's where they need to put, you need to put in their whole email address that's listed on the PowerSchool parent portal. All right. Thank you so much for everything and for your support, and for all of you for attending this session. Thank you for being patient with us as we navigate through this change in education. And we are here to help you. So please, please, please reach out with any questions, and we'll get everything remedied. We promise. That's what we're here for. So thank you so much. Please email us with any questions you may have. I'm going to put my email in here as well.
And I'd just like to say thank you, Paul and Rachel. I know this is the first session we've done with families, and I'm really happy that we have you at Washington to support our students, our teachers, and our families.
Thank you so much. All right. And I'm putting, does everyone see those hopefully in the chat? Again, our email addresses are there. And again, I apologize about any of the login issues. We're just working out all the kinks. But yes, Mr. Andre, available 9 to 4 tomorrow. So again, thank you, everyone. And please contact us with any further questions.